in his vineyard, and he came looking for fruit on it, and he found none. So he said to the gardener, "See here, for 3 years I've come looking for fruit in this big tree, and still I find none. Cut it down. Why should it be wasting the soil?" He replied, "Sir, let it alone for 1 more year until I dig around it and put manure on it. If it bears fruit next year, well and good, but if not, you can cut it down." It was just on Sunday, but I like this picture. The owner is practical. 3 years is enough, right? 3 years, good enough, long enough time. Cut it down, get rid of it, yank it out of there. I'll get another one. Problem is, he's going to have to wait at least 3 more years for it to. The gardener's thinking, this is just weird. This last couple of years, I've been talking about getting an apple tree in our yard, and I thought, I want to be able to pick an apple off my tree and give it to one of my grandkids. Well, this is before I knew Sarah was going to have a son, so now I have a grandkid. And this last spring, I went to the nursery, up on the road on the north-south on 71 there, one by Luke's store, kind of, I can't remember mine. And I went in there and I said, "Okay, what kind of a tree should I get?" And she's asking me all these questions. I'm like, "I don't know, I just want a tree, and I don't want it to die." I said, "Well, you can't have just one tree." I go, "Why not?" Anybody know why not? Why you can't have just one apple tree? You need pollination. I didn't know that. Like, okay. "Well, what time do you want it to flower?" I'm like, "Don't they all flower in the spring?" She just shook her head, sighed. Thankfully, she was shorter than I, so she couldn't slap me. "Stop talking." She goes, "Well, there's early, mid, and late blooming." You're shaking, you're nodding in agreement. You know that, yeah. Says, "Well, you want them at the same time. Otherwise, one will flower, and then the flowers are gone, and then the other one, and it won't work." I'm like, "Okay, can I get a Honeycrisp?" "Sure." Everybody tells me that I love Honeycrisp. That's the only apple I eat. They're expensive, but they don't live very long up here anyway. Well, I got one, and I got another one, and I forget the name, Fuji or Gala. But she said, "Okay, this is how you got to plant it now. You got to do this." And it involved manure. So you could buy the sheep manure, you buy a bag of sheep manure. I go, "Just show me." She goes, "It's right out there. Just go there and walk down there." I said, no. And I just had driven a bus. I was at the end of the bus around 76. It goes south of Nary, way out in the Tules out there by Guthrie. Because my pickup wasn't working. So I go, "Well, I'll just use the bus." So I put the tree in right where the kids get in. I put them right there. It's tall enough for they fit. And I'm waiting for someone's going to pull me over. But what are you doing to 2 apple trees in your bus? Well, you got to use sheep manure, and you got to dig around it. It's sandy soil. You got to dig around, and you put that manure on the outside, and you bust up the root ball a little bit. If it's a plastic pail, you got to cut the sides so the roots can. If it's one of those fiberboard things, like a fiber, those pots that are, whatever they're called, they're kind of natural. You got to cut those. If it's plastic, you got to get it out of the plastic pail. But if it's the other kind, just take a shovel and cut slots in it, and it'll be fine. But you gotta put that manure in there. You gotta mix that with the dirt you've pulled out. You gotta line that because it needs that for fertilizer. And then you gotta keep it watered. And she said, "Do you have a soaker hose?" And I'm like, "Do I look like I have a soaker hose?" "I have a garden hose." She goes, "No. Well, the problem is, what people do is they let it run, and it just runs down the hill. It doesn't soak it. You got to keep it wet. You got to, that first year especially." So I'm thinking, well, this has been a good spring for it. It's keeping it wet. But I got it in there, and sure enough, it started sprouting. I got it when there was no, just little buds on it, you know. And sure enough, there's leaves on it. I came home one day, and we were going to go to a Bible camp. This is in late June, early June. We're going to go to Mount Carmel for a week, and then we're going to be somewhere else, and I don't know, but we're going to be gone for a while. And I looked and I go, that's odd. I went over there. Here, a deer had come in there and bit the branch down to the, I'm like, my tree! And I go, oh, what am I going to do? So I went to L&M Fleet and I bought some chicken wire and these stakes, and I tied white bags on it so it looks like white, because deer don't like white, you know, white tail. And it came back. But I thought, if I would have done that, that tree would have been eaten down to the ground, because I know somebody in the apple trees, the deer just munch on them. They like them too. They don't wait for the apples to grow. They eat the wood. But I thought about that, just in apple trees, and now with all the snow, it's slowly getting down there. But of all the care that is required, you know, just to plant apple trees and keep, you know, you got to keep on it. And like with anything you're growing in a garden or thing, you know, you got to take care of it. There's an art to it. There's patience. There's practice. There's practical things. And why did Jesus tell this parable? You know, does he look at us and say, you know, look what I've done? I mean, look what all I've done for you, and there's no fruit. What's going on? Sometimes the efforts that God has given us don't bear much fruit in our lives. And it's kind of a sad story, you know. I'm counting on apples to grow in this thing, you know. Now that I have a grandson, I want to be able to, here, grandson, this is for you, you know. But I got to make sure it's watered. I got to make sure it's pruned right. There's pruning. I don't even know how to do that yet, but I want to learn. There's a guy in North Dakota. He always said, his named Cashman. He has Cashman's nursery in Minot. Guy was always asking, when's the best time to prune a tree? And his response was, whenever you have a knife. Because often people don't. It's not the right time, so they never prune it because it's not the perfect time. He says, no, you're better off doing it even if it's the wrong season, because often people don't do anything, and then the branches are wrong, and they break off and snap, and the tree splits in half, blah, blah, blah. What do we do with us, ourselves? It's kind of hard to plant ourselves and prune ourselves or water ourselves. And yet, that's what Jesus is telling us about it. Roots are trees. We need sustenance. We need nourishment. We need fertilizer. We need the Word to keep us strong, to keep us sturdy. We need to be guided. We need to be protected, you know, have the chicken wire around us. Sometimes it's not from those things that are outside of us, but who's our biggest threat to us? Ourselves. Sometimes we need to put the fence around our own hearts so we don't hurt ourselves. We need the gardener, a gardener who's patient. A gardener who says, you know, I'm going to give you another chance. Lent is a time for us to focus on our true sustenance, the true source of our life. The one who said, the water I give you will sustain you. It'll flow up like an ever-flowing stream. It'll never go dry. That's what we need. Thanks be to God. Amen. Please stand now.